Giovanni. The sound of my baseball bat cracking against the skull was loud. Bones broke, and bits of brain and blood stuck to my weapon, my favorite one. I turned it around towards me and wrinkled my nose at the sight of the mess of hair and skull fragments clumped onto the metal. My phone's ringtone pierced the air, drowning out the groans and grunts of the man at my feet. I paused to take a look at the mess of bodies that littered the floor, and I couldn't be more proud of myself for knowing it was all my doing. I was fucking proud of myself. "You stay right here," I said to the man at my feet with a groan. Walking over him to pick up the call. There was no point telling the man to wait, he couldn't get up even if he wanted to. I had already separated both his legs from his body and his body was already a mess. Walking over to the window on the third floor of the uncompleted building, I propped my elbow on the windowsill, staring down at my blooded hand as I fetched my phone from my pocket. A deep grunt rumbled through my chest as I saw who the caller was. Mr. Bianchi. Fucking fucker, son of a fucking gun. Giovanni Marino. The muffled cries of the fucking traitor met my ears the moment I answered the call. A relaxing sigh left my mouth at the thought of what that meant. My boys must have already gotten a hold of that bastard, and judging by how shaky his voice sounded, they had already taken care of his ego. "It's so nice to hear from you again, Mr. Bianchi," I said with a grin. I removed my elbow from the windowsill, moving my free hand to my hair, grabbing a fistful of my hair. "Got anything to tell me about how my family information got to that lousy cop?" Agitation settled in the pit of my stomach as I forcefully yanked at my hair. Whoever the fucking bastard fucked me over with better be ready for my wrath. Giovanni, Mr. Bianchi, my father's fucking business partner, cried out. He muttered a curse word before continuing. "I've worked with your father for over 40 years and something like this has never happened before. I swear on my life, I don't know which one of my men leaked your information to Price Russell." My lips twitched in anger. Didn't know if I should scoff or just laugh at his ridiculous excuse. "Great," I nodded my head. "I'm glad you've made your fucking choice. After working my ass off day and night to get my family's name off the wanting list of the law enforcement, forfeiting countless nights of sleep and suffering a lot of migraines to make it work, that fucking idiot son of a bastard sold my family off to Price fucking Russell and had the nerve to lie that he didn't know anything about it. Please. Please forgive me, Giovanni," he barked out an air-blasting cry. "I have a family and for their sake I have never done anything to upset you. Please have mercy. Fucking bastard should have thought of his damned family before he chose to be greedy. He should have been contented with the crumbs tossed his way and never thought of outsmarting me. You've made a grave mistake, Mr. Bianchi." I breathed out, my fist clenched around my hair in anger. "For your sake, I hope you're already 6 feet under. Because if I come for you, that's where you'll end up eventually." Blood rushed through my ears as I ended the call and let out a beastly howl. I felt an overwhelming urge to break something. The desire to kill grew stronger, and I might have lost myself to the darkness that surrounded me, wrapping around my throat, if I didn't find a way to release some steam. I was still lost in thought, searching for a way to calm down, when I heard a soft whimper behind me. I turned around to see the bastard I had been toying with earlier, and a deadly grin spread across my face. "Miss me already?" I smiled, picking up my baseball bat from the floor and slowly approaching the man who was already trembling for his life. "Why?" The man groaned out in pain, his eyes shut tight as he gasped for breath. "Why don't you just kill me already, you fucking demon?" I threw my head back and let out a hearty laugh, tapping my baseball bat on the ground above the bastard's head as I glared down at him. I love it when my toys cower at my feet in fear. I knelt over him, pinning him between my thighs. And I love it even better when they act all tough and stubborn, making me want to play with them a bit longer. The man slowly opened his bloodshot eyes, his gaze meeting mine. My smile deepened, knowing I was the one who had reduced him to this state. "I didn't even do anything wrong," he cried out, his body trembling beneath me. "I only cancelled a fucking contract with you, bastard, and I've already paid the damage costs." He spat in my face, his saliva hitting my skin. I tilted my head to one side, gritting my teeth as I felt his saliva roll down my face. My stomach churned with disgust at having his dirty saliva on me. My shoulders heaved with anger as I slowly wiped his saliva off my face with my blooded shirt. Not just one mistake anymore, but two, I scoffed, turning my face back to meet his gaze. I hate the word cancelled. It only sounds better when it comes from me. I tightened my grip around the bat and raised it in the air. And the worst mistake you could ever make in your life is spitting saliva on my face. He coughed out blood, his whole body trembling beneath me. The only thing I wouldn't mind staining my face is blood. So let's have your blood splash all over my face in place of your saliva. I raised my baseball bat and slammed it into his face, his cries echoing through the hall. I didn't stop stomping his face with my bat, reveling in the melodious cries he made every time my bat met his skull. I brought the bat down once more. The vibration of steel against bone ran up my arm, making it tingle. I love that sensation. Nothing compared to the way it felt to hit something with my bat. Boss, Dominic, one of my most trusted men, entered into the building, his hands cupping his balls as he gave a curt bow. I crashed the bat into the man's head one last time, and he stopped twitching. Panting, I stood up and twirled the bat in my hand. 15 bodies were piled up, each needing to be disposed. Dominic, have someone from the office to clear these bodies and dispose them. I ordered, walking away from the mess I have created with the bodies. I'm on it. He answered, fishing out his phone from his pocket to place a call to the cleaning team. I didn't say anything. I dragged my feet towards the window and I heard footsteps trailing behind me. What about that boy, Price Russell's son? Did you get his information? I asked, bringing out a pack of my favorite cigarettes from my pants pocket and took a stick, brought it to my lips and lit it with my lighter. My body ached, but it was nothing compared to what I was feeling inside. My father trusted me enough to step down for me. He knew I was capable of leadership, even at such a young age, which is why he decided to have an early retirement from office. How the hell was I going to explain all the shitty things that had been happening lately? Getting the cop on our tail was what my father would never take. His name is Adrian Price. He's 23 and... Leads, Dominic. I want fucking leads. I barked, cutting him off the unnecessary details. I wanted a lead on the boy who kept doing unimaginable things every time we meet. Sorry. Dominic cleared his throat, taking a step backward. Your meeting with him 2 years ago had nothing to do with the Fed. He wasn't fishing for our information, rather he wanted to get back at his father for some reason. I smirked at myself, putting out smoke. Had he been in contact with his father or any of the Feds? I asked, not wanting to believe that the boy who had came at me twice wasn't doing it to get some information from me. None at all. Heard he was disowned and he had been living in his own since 2 years ago. Dominic's reply wasn't at all what I had hoped for. Think he's useful for us? Will Price Russell call for a negotiation if I have that boy in my possession? Shast, eyebrows shot up to my forehead. Yes. I guess so. Price Russell might have disowned that boy, but he's a man who would do anything for his 2 boys. Dominic said, and I felt my lips curved into a tight smirk. I tossed the cigarette to the floor and stepped on it. Great. I want that boy here tomorrow. And send a message to Price Russell after we have his boy. I would fucking kill that boy if it meant I get to have his stupid father off of my family's business. I would do anything to keep my family's name out of the Fed's mouth, and killing one boy meant nothing to me.